A market research company wants to estimate the proportion of households in the country with digital televisions. A random sample of 80 households is selected, and 46 of these have digital televisions. Construct a 95% confidence interval for the proportion of households with digital televisions. In order to start this problem, we first have to identify our sample size, or our n value, and that n value is 80 households, because that's the total number that we're asked about digital television. And next we need to find our p hat value, and that's found by taking our n value of 80 and then having the amount that satisfies the requirement, which would be 46 of the 80. So we have to do 46 divided by 80, and that will give us our p-value. So let's actually do that. 46 divided by 80, and we get 575 thousandths. And the last thing that we have to do in order to calculate is to determine our z star value, which is based on the 95% confidence interval. And z star for 95% confidence is equal to 1 and 96 hundredths. And now we can fill in our formula to determine the confidence interval. It's p hat plus or minus our z star value times the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat divided by n, and this entire fraction is inside of the square root. Now let's substitute our values in and evaluate. So p hat is 0.575 plus or minus z star is 1 and 96 hundredths, and then we have to do the square root of 575 thousandths times 1 minus 575 thousandths, and all divided by n, which is 80. And now let's substitute these values into a calculator. So we have 575. We're going to add first 1 and 96 hundredths times the square root of 1 minus, all divided by our n value, which is 80. And now I can get out of the root. Okay, so our upper bound is going to be 683 thousandths. And so far it looks like it's going to be D because that's the only one that has it. But now let's actually do the calculation with the subtraction sign in here. And if we put in the other one, we get about 467 thousandths, because the 6 here rounds that one up to a 7. So this does verify that answer choice D is the correct answer.